さん、こんばんは。Thank you for joining me. This is the Kotowaza of the week for the week of September 22nd, 2025. 2025年9月22日の今週のことわざでございます。This one is about learning and what you should do if you have a teacher, what you should do to continue learning. In the most effective way. So here we've got 聞くは一時の恥、聞かぬは一生の恥. So 聞く, this is a very common verb that if you're a beginner Japanese speaker, you've probably heard this word. 聞く is to ask or to listen. Both use the same kanji. And the same word. So you just kind of have to know from context. This one is to ask. So, 聞くは一時. So, 一時, you can see the kanji there. It's one time. So, 一時 is temporary or a single time or a set period of time, but it doesn't last forever. 一時の恥. So, the particle no connecting to our noun 恥. Haji is shame. So to ask is to have temporary shame. So you might feel shame for a moment. And something interesting to note. So this is kind of very literary. This isn't how you would speak. Kiku wa ittoki no haji. You'll notice that kiku is a verb, but it's taking the particle wa. Technically, you can do that for poems and things like that. It sounds very fancy, very flowery, very literary. So in poems, you can kind of do this. But if it was just normally, if you're speaking normal colloquial Japanese, it'd be kiku no wa. But here we've got kiku wa ittoki no haji. So asking a question, you'll have temporary shame, or shame for just a moment. And then kikanu wa. So kikanu. In literary Japanese or classical Japanese, nu is the same thing as nai. So if you see a nu, then it could be a conjugation of a verb in the nai form. That's what's going on here. So kikanu wa is to not ask. So kikanai wa or kikanu wa, to not ask, is issho no haji. So issho. So we got the same one kanji and then life. So an entire lifetime, you say issho, issho. And then issho no haji. So asking is temporary shame, or you might feel shameful or embarrassed for just a moment. Not asking the question, you will be embarrassed for the rest of your life. So basically you might feel bad asking a question. You might feel dumb asking a question. You might be like, oh, I feel so dumb for not knowing this. But that is better to ask the question and feel dumb for a little bit than it is to go on the rest of your life without knowing the answer. So that's kind of the thought behind it. So here's our short Japanese explanation. We have わからないことは積極的に質問した方が良いということ. So, ということ, when you're giving a definition, ということ just means it's this kind of a thing, or it means this. So, what does this ことわざ mean? It means わからないこと. So, things you don't understand, わからないこと. Not understanding things. わからないことは積極的に. So 積極的に is to be very proactive or actively doing something. Be very willing to do something. 積極的に質問した. So 質問する is to ask questions. And then we have 方がいい. And that means should, or it's better if you do this. And so we will take a verb, put it in the past tense, and connect it to 方がいい, to be should do this action. So 質問した方が良い. And yoi is a fancy version of e. Yoi was the original word, but now the spoken word is i. The i meaning good. So like ii desu ne, ii desu ka? That same i, but when you're being very poetic, you will use yoi. So わからないことは things you don't understand. 積極的に actively 質問した方が良い. You should actively ask questions about things you don't understand. In the English translation, it's best to be proactive, asking about things you do not understand. Because if you don't understand them, you'll never learn, and that will cause you more embarrassment in the future, or you will go on in your ignorance forever. So that is the main gist of this Kotowaza. I really like this one. As a tutor, I very much recommend my students. I tell them all the time, please, if you have any questions, ask. That's why I'm here. So if you have any questions about this Kotowaza or even random Japanese questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I love answering questions about Japanese. That's my job. And I love helping students learn more Japanese. So whether it's about this or just random Japanese questions, until I don't have time to answer them all, I love answering them. I love helping you out. So thank you so much for being here. That is the Kotowaza of the week, a little bit shorter this week, but that is a-okay. So I will plan on seeing you around. If you really like these, please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're notified. We do daily videos with Japanese news articles. Daily news articles for simple Japanese, not difficult Japanese, more simple Japanese. And then we will also have these weekly Kotowaza videos of the proverbs. And then we have normally around 2 streams a week where we play Japanese games. And I'm also going to continue, or I'm going to go back to reading Kokoro by Natsume Souseki. Again, we'll be doing streams for that. So please stick around. Really appreciate you being here. 本当にありがとうございました。じゃあまた。